This video was produced by the UCD Maths Support Centre in conjunction with the UCD Access Centre. In this video we're going to be taking a look at coordinate geometry of the line by just having a quick recap of some of the basic formulae you may have seen at the junior cert level. So our first formula that we're going to take a look at is the distance formula. So the formula d is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Now you might remember what these x2 and x1 are the coordinates of 2 points that you want to find the distance between. So if we have two axes, our x and our y, and we have 2 points, say we have a point here and a point here. One point will have coordinates x1, y1, and one point will have coordinates x2, y2, and our distance d is just the straight line distance between those 2 points. So this line here, this length, is our distance d that we're looking for. Then we have our midpoint formula, and the midpoint formula is given as x2 plus x1 all over 2 and y2 plus y1 all over 2. Basically what that means is we just find the average of our x values and the average of our y values, and that gives us our midpoint. So in the line up here on the right, our midpoint would end up being somewhere around this point here, the midpoint of the line from x1, y1 to x2, y2. And we can see in this example down here that in the x, if we were given, say, a 0.21 and the 0.56, and we were told that the 0.56 is the midpoint of a line that has one end at the 0.21, then all we need to do is we see how much we need to add to our x and how much we need to add to our y. So in the x, we see here going from 2 to 5, we take our x and we add 3, and going from 1 to 6, we add 5 to y. So we just do the exact same thing again, and we get 6 plus 5 is 11, which we have here, and 5 plus 3 is our 8. So the other endpoint of this line would be the point 8, 11. Next, we're going to take a look at the slope formula. So you might remember from the junior certificate, the general form of the slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and we usually use the symbol m to denote slope. You must also recall that if we have a positive slope, we're talking about a line which is almost as if we were traveling uphill. So our line, if we have positive slope, looks like this. So that would be a positive slope. If we have a negative slope, we're traveling downhill, so we would have a line that looks like this. So that would be a negative slope. And if we have a slope of 0, we're traveling on horizontal ground or level ground. So that would be a slope of 0. So we just have a few examples down here where we calculate our slopes. And we recall that another way, and some find an easier way to work out the slope, is to do the rise over the run. So that is how much your graph goes up or down divided by how much it goes to the left or the right. So we can see that in example 1 here, our graph goes from the point 1, 1 to the point 4, 4. And this line could continue either side, but all we're interested in is to work out from 2 points on our graph. So we pick the point 1, 1 and the point 4, 4. And we want to work out what our rise and our run are from that point. So all we do is we go across the x-axis to get our run, and we go up the y-axis to get our rise. So our rise in this case is 3, and our run is also 3. So when we do our rise over our run, we end up with an answer for the slope of just 1. Example 2 here, we can see that our run is 3 in this case, going from the point 1, 6 to the point 4, 1. We have our run is 3, but our rise in this case is starting from this point here and it goes down. So our rise is actually minus 5. So getting our rise over our run in that case, we end up with the answer of minus 5 over 3. And one final example here, we're asked to draw a line with a slope of 2 over 5. So all we have to recall is that our slope is our rise over our run. So if we pick any point to start, because it doesn't tell us where exactly we should start our drawing, we can start from the point 0, 0, because we're only asked to draw any line. But the slope has to be 2 over 5. So that means our rise is plus 2 and our run is plus 5. So if we go across our x-axis by 5, so from 0 to 5, and we have to go up our axis 2, that will give us another point on the line, and then we just take a straight edge or a ruler and draw a straight line through those 2 points, and that is a line that has a slope of 2 over 5.